Hey everybody, I'm Dan Bespris, the host of Fantasy NBA Today, Hoopball's flagship full-season fantasy podcast. We cover every piece of news, every mock draft, every rank list, pickups, drops, buy lows, sell highs, and every sleeper candidate all year long, Monday through Friday. Come check us out. We're Fantasy NBA Today, and you can follow me on Twitter for updates at Dan Bespris, DANBESBRIS. We'll talk to you soon.
The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hoop Ballers! Welcome back to another episode of Today in Sports Betting. Yes, it is Saturday. It is 3:30, and we are having a good old time today. We are going to break down some MLS, and I'm going to give out my picks for MLB slate that is starting shortly. So hopefully you'll get a listen before this comes out, before the games start. I have a great guest with me today, but before we go ahead and introduce him, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. They've got the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. That's why the Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team has spent 18 months doing so. They've perfected the trimmer and just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 with their advanced skin-safe technology. I love mine, and you should too. It really is the best in the business. I mean, I love it. It's fantastic. They've upgraded to the 7,000 RPM motor with their quiet stroke technology, and it's got a water-resistant technology that allows you to groom in the shower because, hey, where else are we going to do it? So what I'm asking you right now is if you're interested, go to manscaped.com, type in the promo code HoopBall20, that's HOOPBALL20 to get 20% off and free shipping. Again, I love mine, and so should you. Got a great guest for you today. He is joining the Hoopball team here at Hoopball Gaming. Troy, what's going on, buddy? How are you this Saturday?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you?
Doing great. Just, running around trying to get some bets in before and, drop some action down before these games head out and begin. First pitch, as always, I have some action in the afternoon games, so that's really I wasn't really targeting the morning games. So I got the Dodgers -1.5. I'm going back to the well with them. They've just been super dominant. I'm going to go with over 9.5 in that game as well. I'm also going to go with the under first 5 innings, under 5 runs in the Marlins Phillies, and I'm going to go back to the well again with the Oakland Athletics laying -125. So, yeah, a lot going on today. Just got down on it. So now we have some time to record the podcast. I know you're interested in talking a little MLS. We got 2 games on the slate. Are you excited for these games tonight?
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, this is playoffs. This is what everyone's been waiting for, sports to come back, and now we're right into the tournaments. They did their MLS is back tournament with their group seeding, and now it's straight knockout. Winner take all.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm going to probably watch these games, especially if you give me a couple good picks for tonight. I'll definitely get some action on those. I'll follow your lead since you're more of the MLS guy than I am. We're going to need a little bit of help from you today, pull a little bit of weight here on the show because I'm not too familiar with the MLS. I am familiar with soccer, but more Bundesliga, Premier League. I'm sure you are as well.
Oh, absolutely.
First game on the board, Troy, we got Orlando City against Montreal Impact. Orlando is -0.5 goal, +105. They're even money to win the game. Montreal is +250 on the money line with the over-under 2.5 goals shaded to the over at $1.25. Can you give us a little rundown of why this game is a good matchup, who you like in it, and maybe some personnel issues or personnel advantages for either side?
So for me, I'm looking at who did the best in group play, and Orlando is one of the teams. They were top of their group, top of Group A, and Montreal was third in their group, so they did advance, but it was very sluggish. They lost 2 games. They were only able to claw 1 back. I'm mainly looking for Orlando to win this. not necessarily thinking it might be a shootout. Now, I know the over has the better money, but for me, I'm thinking it'll be a low-scoring, heavy contested, kind of sluggish, grinding it out type game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love those types of games. So you like Orlando? Are you liking it on the money line at even money? Or are you liking it at minus a half a goal plus 105? Where are your thoughts here on the spread?
I would take the money line on this one just because it's kind of hard to tell how they're going to come out now that they haven't played Montreal yet. They weren't in the same group. So it's a different team that they have to get used to. They're not used to this team. I would say money line because they are the better team. As I said, Montreal kind of barely squeaked into the knockout round, whereas Orlando handled their business and got, I believe, 7 points in their group.
And going back to talking about the knockout round and things like that may have an impact on these lines. What are you thinking here about the total in this game? It's 2.5. It's shaded to the over at minus $1.25. Does one team, I know you like Orlando in this matchup, but does Orlando have a real striking advantage when it comes to playing a team like Montreal? How's Montreal's defense, and can they put up some goals too? Should we be looking at the over in this one? It doesn't have to be an official play, but where are you leaning here in this one, over or under the 2.5 goals?
I'm personally leaning under. I don't see Montreal scoring a lot, getting a lot of output. They didn't have many chances even in group play. So going up against a top tier team, kind of like Orlando, who won their group, I just don't see Montreal pulling it together. And I don't see Orlando dropping 3 goals out of the blue. Like I said, I see more of a slow 1-0 kind of game going towards Orlando.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. Orlando, Montreal kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. I believe it's Eastern time.
Yes.
Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So there's definitely some time to get down on these games. Troy, he's liking the money line on Orlando City and under 2.5 goals in this one. We will move on to the second game of our playoff coverage here of the MLS. We got the Philadelphia Union taking on the New England Revolution. You got money line situation. New England Revolution looked like the slight favorite, but still getting plus money at plus 140. Philadelphia is plus 175, and you can take Philly on the pick or plus a half a goal at minus 130, or the Revolution at pick minus a half a goal at plus 105. Over under is 2.5, 3 minus 110 to both sides. A lot to absorb here in this one. A lot of lines, a lot of different flavors, a lot of different ways we can bet this game. Troy, break this down for me. What do you think here in this one?
Okay, so last 5 meetings that Philly and New England have played, I know it's different circumstances pre-COVID, but the last 5 times that they played, there was one draw, a 1-1 draw. Every other game, Philly just smashed them. One of those was a 6-1 victory for Philly. I see Philly coming out, dominating this game, really taking it to New England. The Revolution, they did well in their group games, not like with Montreal where I said they were sluggish. However, I still think Philly is the better team, even if the odds and lines don't say it. Last 5 meetings, like I said, they've been dominant, and I think that they'll continue that.
So explain to me, I know you like Philly here. It seems like they've kind of owned New England in this matchup. Why is Philadelphia an underdog in this one? Are there personnel issues? Are there injury problems? What are we talking here?
I would say it's more of a thing where Philly relies on just a few players to get it done. You have Brendan Aronson, who's leading in goals and assists, and then you have veterans like Alejandro Bedoya that really get up on the back. Whereas New England kind of spreads the wealth, a little bit of everyone doing things. I don't think they have a one-star player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you here. And any which way you're leaning on the over under, it's over 2.5, 3, or under 2.5, 3. Both sides 110 a piece. What do you think here in the total in this one?
I'm going to go ahead and go with the over. I've been really heavy on the last 5 meetings between these teams, and it's been nothing but goals. I think the lowest scoring game was the 1-1 draw they had. Other than that, it's been goals after goals, and I don't see that changing now when it's knockout time, everything on the line.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to convince me of betting the overs. We all know I love overs, and sometimes it gets me in trouble. Like yesterday in baseball, I decided to go with my own personal theory on overs to start the season here, and didn't really work out too well for me. But we're going back to the well today with a couple overs, and hopefully we'll get the W's there, and we'll get the W's here with the over in this game as well. Troy, are you interested in this MMA battle going on tonight?
Oh, I didn't know there was is it still Fight Island? Are they still on Fight Island? Or is it just
Yeah, it's. I think no. I'm not sure where they're. I think it is Fight Island. Yes, it is
who's
Fight Island.
fighting? I'd love to know.
I mean, we got tons of matchups here. Tons of
Well,
matchups.
I guess I meant the main event.
The main event is. I think it is Mckee versus Chimov. I
All right.
believe.
I don't know much about MMA, but take Chimov if you want to follow my lead.
He's the Swedish guy. You like this? You like the Swedish fighters?
I mean, like I said, I don't know much about MMA, but they gotta have good endurance if they're up in the Swedish Alps, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like. I have one pick here. It's going to be Rodriguez against Esperanza. I'm laying a big number in this fight with her, but I like the minus 180. That's what I got down on, and that's just kind of again. If you listen to the podcast before and people have followed the podcast, they know I'm not too big into MMA. I do really enjoy it now. I've gotten into it. And I just think that Rodriguez is matches up well against Esperanza. And it's tough for the American fighters haven't really been doing too well. So in this particular situation. So I'm going to take a shot here with the heavy favorite and go lay $1.80 with Rodriguez here. Yeah, I mean, NBA's coming back. I can't wait for that. You got any dark horses you like?
I like the Miami Heat. I think that if they get a potential second-round matchup with the Bucks, that could be trouble for the Bucks. Bam Adebayo has been good at handling Giannis when they've played. I think that the Heat could be a sleeper team.
Yeah, I like that pick. It's kind of almost like a trendy pick I've been hearing around here, but then again, I am based in Miami, so a lot of homers out here telling me about Miami, especially if they get the Bucks. It's been a lot of what their argument is. I don't know about that. Listen, can they hang? They probably hang, but if Milwaukee's healthy and ready to go, I just don't see it. But
right, if Milwaukee's clicking on all cylinders, Milwaukee's one of those teams that it's hard to see anyone beating them 4 times if they're firing away at all cylinders.
Yeah, and I mean, I've talked about it on the show before, but a team I really like is the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah,
they're getting healthy. They've had time to regroup. I just really like. I think that Dame and McCollum and Nurkic is back, and I just think they have a lot of pieces to the puzzle here that they could potentially make a deep run, and especially if someone somehow some superstar in the West gets quarantined or has to miss a couple games or the whole series. I think it's one of those teams that at such a long price, there's a lot of value there. There's a lot of value, I think. And that's kind of where I'm leaning towards in the NBA. I'm not looking to take the top 3, the Clippers, the Bucks, or the Lakers. I'm looking to fade those. I think that this year in particular, it's a situation where, I think a dark horse could definitely come out on top. So that's kind of where I'm leaning at in that one. So yeah, Troy, recap us your picks for tonight.
All right. Orlando going to get a 1-0 victory. Take the under, but take Orlando. Philly is going to win in a shootout. Take Philadelphia. Take the over.
I love it. And just to recap my baseball picks for this afternoon, slate is about to go off in about 25 minutes from now. It is going to be, the afternoon slate. Obviously, their morning games are kind of faded. But I like the Athletics minus $1.25. I like the Dodgers minus 1.5. I believe I laid 130. And I like the over 9.5 in that game as well. And I like the D-backs to come back tonight and beat the Padres. I think I'm getting plus 115, so a plus money. I like the D-backs a lot this season. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards there. And, I think over in the Yankees Nationals would be a pretty decent play. I believe it is 8.5 right now. So I kind of like that. I just think there's so much firepower on the Yankees side of the ball in their top to bottom batting order is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and bet the over in that game. I would lean Yankees, but every time I like to bet when Paxton's out there throwing the baseball for the Yankees, I kind of get a little rattled and kind of lose a little bit of money. So I'm just gonna fade my bet that always loses, and I'm going to go ahead and take the other way around it, and I'm going to go ahead and play the over in that game. Troy, it's been a pleasure. We look forward to having you on many, many shows in the future, and we'll definitely get into more sports as they start coming back, like the NBA. We got about a week, I think. Obviously, you're a soccer guy, so we'll have to do a show Friday, maybe some Premier, some Bundesliga, something like that. And, brush up on your MMA.
I will. I'll do my research on it.
All right, buddy. It was a fun show. Guys, once again, you can find me on Twitter. I am at @IrisSilverMagic. Troy, are you on Twitter?
I am at Dwayne_The Rock J.
All right. We all know, well, he must be a wrestling fan. So, or a movie fan, one of the two.
Both.
So,
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. All right. Yeah. I used to be a big WWF guy back in the day. I mean,
right.
Rock and Stone Cold and the
golden era.
X-Pac, Kane, Undertaker. Yeah. That was the golden era of wrestling right there. But yes, once again, Twitter, we're on at Hoopball Gaming, as our podcast is being sponsored by manscaped.com. Go to manscaped.com, check out, get the new and redesigned electric trimmer, the Lawnmower 3.0. I love mine. You should too. Troy's going to get into it. He's going to love it too.
I need to work on it, yeah.
Now that he's on board, go to manscaped.com, type in the promo code HoopBall20, get 20% off and free shipping. And gentlemen, we are out. See you next time.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.